Hello and welcome to the GiveAScrap collaboration hosted by Angela the Traveling Crafter. I'm Carol from Crinkled Path Journals and I hope you'll come along today to see what I made with my scraps. I would like to nominate for GiveAScrap to continue with MaryEllen from Red Parrot and Jess from Picky Pulp. I really enjoy watching both of these ladies craft. I don't know them personally, but I really hope that they will accept the challenge and make a GiveAScrap video if they haven't already been invited and done one. Now I sort my extra papers into scrap bins by color, and I always have so much they're busting at the seams. I have scraps of lace. I have some extra little crochet pieces that I bought. I have some notepads, and I always have bags and bags and bags of fussy cutting. So today for the GiveAScrap hop, which inspires us to use it up and not throw it away, I'm going to use my scraps to create some ephemera without any tools, just glue. And here is what I made. These handy little envelopes embellished with some of my fussy cuts. I made some of these tea bag fold out journaling spots, a few of those. And these full page fold out journaling spots that I have embellished with some of my crochet and fussy cuts. And then also these full page belly bands that can be glued down and open for all your hidden journaling. One more, my little hidden paper clip. I hope you're interested in seeing how I made these, and that's coming up right now. So I'm just going to rifle through here, and I want to find some rectangle sheets and some square pieces and some strips. So I will not torture you with watching this part, but just to give you an idea of what I'm looking through. Now, of course, you can use your paper trimmer, your scissors, whatever you need to make things the size you want to make them. But I have had very little time lately, and so I just thought a great way for me to scrap bust without taking too much time would be to just find things that are a basic shape. So let's sort here. I have some rectangles, some strips up here. That's a square. Sort out my squares. Squares. Rectangles. Okay. Let's start with the squares. These are the simplest things to do with your scraps. So if you have perfect squares, you can make envelopes with them. And I remember watching Hazel make envelopes, probably one of the first videos or near the first videos I ever saw her do. I think most of these things will seem somewhat familiar to you, and honestly, I don't remember all of who I learned them from or saw them from first. I'm glad that they keep making the rounds, and hopefully this continues to help them get remembered and used. So I'm just going to fold the two side points into the center. I had folded it tip to tip and then just kind of creased it in the center to give myself a visual point. From the bottom, I'm going to come up about 1/4 to 1/2 inch on the side, and that's where I'm going to put my fold. and then I'll do the same thing coming down from the top. Now you can round these corners, or you can tuck this one under, which is what I'm going to do in my no tools version. And I'm just evening it up there, and then I'm going to glue it down. Ooh, my glue. I just unclogged the tip, and I'm used to having to squeeze it really hard. It's working great now. Okay, I'm just going to hold that for a second. And then I won't do anything with this side until maybe I'll put a little slit or something there for this to tuck into when I go to actually use it. This is wallpaper. So the next one we're going to do is fold it in half. And then we're going to take the points and fold one in. The other one in. Crease it and tuck it right in there. And then I can fold this one down. Oh, that worked out perfectly because there was a print on the back. Eee! Love it when that happens. So now we have a double envelope. I can tuck something here, and I can tuck something here. And then this can stay up like that because it's so cute. Or, you know, I could choose to fold it over when I go to use it. That one's got it too. I'll do one more of those just because that was perfect. All right, and then let's see, maybe I'll do one more of the Hazel ones just in case you need to see that again. So tip to tip. Just creasing just enough to get my center point. Wants to wiggle on you when you go to press it. So just make sure you're lining those up and eyeballing that they are actually together when you do it. And then we're going to do our 1/4 to 1/2 inch fold up. And folding the top down. Actually, this one was rough cut, so I think I'm going to use that to be the one to tuck underneath. Less visible. Okay, so I have 2 of each of those. So one more square. This is scrapbooking paper, and it's not terribly heavy. You need to use something a little lighter in order for it to fold easily, because this is a true origami type envelope. So we have to pick a point to be up. We are going to find our center again. Fold our 2 sides in. Now, instead of just folding this up, I'm going to crease it about 1/2 inch. And it doesn't have to be a measured, you just want to try and get both sides even. Okay, and then with this little piece here, we're going to use the fold, and I got to fold it the opposite way that I just had the end folded. So it was folded here and here. Now I'm going to fold it the opposite way on that same fold and fold these up, and then I'm going to press it flat. So now you can see you've got a square on top. Now I'm going to fold this up here. And this makes a little spot for my two tips to tuck into. And you can glue it, or you can just let it hold itself. And then we just fold the top part of the envelope again at that 1/4 to 1/2 inch fold. Let's do that one more time. Now I'm going to change the direction of that fold, and I'm just kind of tucking these sides under. Hopefully you can see it better this time. Making a square. I'm going to fold that up even with the points here. Tuck those in. And fold this one down. So in just a matter of less than 10 minutes, we have 6 envelopes made. Now for our rectangle pages, I'm going to start with what is called a tea bag tag. So you're going to fold in thirds. Then I'm going to fold it in half. And you want to start by folding the part that you want on the outside in. And then I'm just going to come about a finger's width up from the bottom where that fold is, and just fold the top and bottom back. Flip it over and just match up the bottom and fold it. And basically what that's doing is creating this gusset on the bottom. And then I'm going to fold the corners. So now I've folded my corners, and you can be as precise as you want with making these even, but I'm going to tuck them in. So I just basically folded it back to get a crease going, and then I'll use that crease to fold it back on itself. And you can either glue the top of this, or you can staple it if you want to, or you can just leave it the way it is and put it into a pocket, and then you could unfold it and have all this journaling space. But that is the tea bag tag. And how cute if you, even if you were to leave it so you could unfold it again, if you put a string and a little tag on it so that it really looked like a tea bag, that would be fun. Okay, that's one. And then we have a full page belly band. this time we're not going to fold it all the way in. We're going to just enough to overlap. And then I'm going to fold up the bottom just a little bit. And the measurements, again, don't really matter on this. It's just about how much you want. I wanted to fold this one up first, so just a sec. Fold that one up, then fold these in. There, that's what I was wanting to do. And then I'm going to just fold down about 1/3 of the top. If you glue it down, it will still open and have all this writing space inside. You would glue it on the back at the top and at the bottom so that it is your belly band, or you can just tuck it in a pocket. But you could do lots more to embellish this, like embellish this space here, and maybe put a secret message inside, a little reminder to yourself if you wanted. Then one more, I'm going to flip it over because I want the numbers on the front. I'm going to come a little more than if I was folding this into equal thirds with this first fold. And then this second fold is just going to be a little shorty. And it doesn't matter, if your embellishments on your page are on this side, you could fold this side as the short side and this one as the little bit wider. And then we're just going to fold it in half, or a third again if you wanted. And you could embellish something like just under this tuck and tuck that into a pocket. And those are my full page ones, so I'll fold a few more of those just for fun. This is a slight variation because I folded it over this way the first time. You can also fold it back and then fold it in half. And of course you can use it going this direction or this direction in your pockets. I love these double-sided sample packs from Wallpaper, and it makes a great fold for this. I love the folding it back with the double-sided because then we get to see both prints together. This one was a little bit heavier. So while I'm not using my bone folder today, that would help. Okay, and last but not least, more of our tea bag fold. This paper is crispy. If I want to be more precise, fold them together and then fold this one back on the fold line. I just usually eyeball it. You can also clip these corners if you really want to. And there we go. Those are our rectangle page, whoops, folds. All right, for our last one with our strip, I'm just going to grab a paper clip. We are going to fold this over so that one side is the length of the short side of the paper clip, and then we'll slide the paper clip on. So you want just enough that your paper clip is not going to be past the line. And then on the other side, we're just going to fold it up. And then we're going to fold it back down. And then I'll just make a fold line where that end of the paper is. And I'm going to fold it back on itself. And I'm going to tuck it inside the paper clip if you have any excess. Like that. And so it becomes the base for a hidden paper clip with no cutting and no gluing. You can just slide it onto a page and embellish this part. Hopefully you will have fun using some of these no-tool scrap busters. I'm going to take a few minutes to embellish them, which you will have seen them at the very beginning of the video. I hope it encourages you to go through your paper stack and make some quick things today without tools. But of course, you are welcome to use any tools you want. Your rules, your creativity. Thanks so much for joining me today. Make sure to check out everyone else in the collaboration. They are listed in my description box below. And special thanks to Angela for helping us to give a scrap. Happy scrapping! Bye.